You put on deodorant this morning, right?
I think so.
Okay. Hi guys, I'm Hannah.
I'm Sadie.
And we're not straight. And if you're new to our channel, welcome. We have just recently finished our relationship series, which covered about 10 years worth of relationship in 4 quick episodes.
Yeah.
So
a lot of these questions came from details that people were wondering about after watching that. We have a lot of questions to get through, so we'll start it off.
Yes. Okay, first one. What do your families think now? I can start with this one. My family has been pretty supportive from the beginning, and they still are. And now, the more they get to know Sadie, the more they like her. So I'd say they're more supportive now, I guess.
Yeah, they're awesome.
Yeah.
I think my family had a lot of questions in the beginning. They were really surprised I was supposed to get married, and that was what they were anticipating and expecting and prepared for. And then about a month before the wedding, I called it off. And so I think they were left with a lot of questions about why, what caused me to change my mind. And I think that they never really considered the possibility that I might be gay, and not in an actual realistic sense, at least. And I think that threw them for a loop a little bit, and
Yeah.
that's an understatement.
A big loop.
A big loop, yeah. And a lot of them have grown up just with heterosexual normativity, just thinking that I would marry a man and that was it. Mm-hmm. And so I think there's kind of coming to understand being gay in general as well for some of them. And so that's produced some fruitful but challenging conversations. And
Yeah.
I think we're all still kind of growing.
Yeah, it's ongoing.
I think that's where we're at now.
Yeah, but we spend time with them.
Yeah, they're awesome. I'm super close with my parents, and I talk to them a lot, so.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay, number 2. Is there any ill will with your exes? From Sarah. Ill will is kind of I don't know, that sounds like an aggressive way. There might still be lingering emotion around it. There was a lot that happened, and my ex has been pretty supportive. He loves Sadie from the start. Not to say that means he would automatically be happy for me,
Yeah.
but he pretty quickly was, and that was really kind of him. So I don't think there's any from him, and I certainly don't feel any, but...
Yeah. And I think with my ex, I think I definitely pulled the rug out from under him and myself at the same time, in realizing that I was gay a month before the wedding. And so I think there was a lot of really intense emotion. I don't think that there's any ill will. I don't think there's any negative, hoping for negativity or poor outcomes or anything like that. I think that I want him to be happy. I think he wants me to be happy. And we don't really want to speak for other people as well. We've done our best to really represent ourselves and our own experiences, and making sure that we stay true to what is honest for us. But other people have different experiences, and they would probably tell the story very differently from us, and so we want to honor that. We can't specifically speak for them. Yeah.
It's a very public platform to be sharing our story on.
Right.
So the last thing we would want is for someone to be watching it and feel like they were misrepresented.
Yeah.
I guess. Yeah, so we try to be really careful about that.
Yeah.
Okay. Why not more PDA? This is something that we've gotten a few times, and we don't do a lot of PDA out and about anyway in our day-to-day lives.
Not for any particular purpose, except for the fact that that's just not our natural tendency, and so we try to be ourselves. I mean, what you see is kind of what is real.
Yeah, and I think there's also, to be perfectly honest, it feels a little weird for people to say to a 2-female relationship, you guys, why don't you guys make out more? Or I love it when you guys kiss, or can you squish your noses together for 3 seconds at the beginning of the next video? That happened once. It feels a little weird, and so I don't know how else to put it.
Yeah, no, it's weird.
Yeah.
We're not gonna play act for a camera.
Right.
And we certainly are not going to do that because it's been requested. Like, we're being honest. This is who we really are. So
don't worry. We do kiss each other.
Yeah. We like each other a lot.
We like each other. Yes. Anyway, so that's why. How did your friends react once we became a couple? How did they react?
Yeah, and this was from Evie?
Evie, yeah.
Yeah, our friends were similarly thrown for a loop, as many people were. And so it was pretty surprising for them to learn that I had called off my wedding. Mm-hmm. I think it was less surprising to them that Hannah and I started dating shortly after kind of everything fell into place. And that was because we were such good friends. So it was kind of a short jump from friends to dating. And I think that was easy for them to see.
Yeah. People would make fun of me because I would I don't know, I'd be like, oh, Sadie, do you need more water in your water bottle? Is it only halfway full? I'll go fill it up right now. And that never really crossed my mind that would be a weird way to treat a friend. Little things like that, and they were like, oh my God, you two are ridiculous, or so I don't think they were surprised about that part necessarily. Right. But when will you sing again? We get that a few times. We will bring the musical interludes back. Yeah. For sure.
Yeah. I would love to sing a song in Spanish.
Yeah.
I've done a couple. So I think that might be our next venture.
Yeah. They take a little bit more practice in Spanish. But Sadie's fluent in Spanish, so she's way better at singing it than I am. I have to focus really hard. It is true. Anyway, yes, we will sing more.
We've gotten this question quite a bit, actually. How does Hannah's sexuality affect Sadie? A lot of people have asked if I am afraid that Hannah, because she's bisexual, will one day become interested in a man and not be interested in me anymore, or if I'm afraid that she's only semi-interested in me and semi-interested in someone else simultaneously.
Yeah, we could probably we will do a whole video on this. But the shortened version is that for me, being bisexual does not mean that half of me is straight and half of me is a lesbian. That's not how that works for me. It means that I find people attractive of all genders. And so I'm not gonna leave Sadie for a man any more than a lesbian would leave her girlfriend for another woman. It doesn't seem any different to me. Yeah. And the question of whether I feel that Hannah will do that, if I'm jealous of that, feels a little rude. It feels like it feels like asking someone who is a woman dating a man, or someone who is a man dating a woman, asking them if they ever get jealous because their partner is looking at other people, and if they feel like their partner's gonna leave them for someone eventually. I think that people ask that question of me because Hannah is bisexual. I think that is the difference, and I think there are some misconceptions about bisexuality, or just kind of a general lack of understanding around bisexuality, so we would love to talk about it more because we're in a monogamous relationship. We love each other. We don't intend on leaving each other I don't intend on leaving Hannah for another woman. She doesn't intend on leaving me for a man or a woman, and that is the extent to which we think about it. Yeah. Which is not much. Okay. Which one of you is Jim? That meaning Jim, Pam, The Office, our favorite show, so we're tickled to get this question so frequently. I would like for us to both make the case that we are Jim. Do you want to start? I would love to. I have been thinking about this, if you can't tell. I feel unprepared. I feel like I'm Jim because I think that Jim has an excellent sense of humor, and I think that of myself. I think Jim's constantly pulling pranks and constantly trying to make Pam laugh, and that is one of my daily goals. I think if I had to list goals for the day regarding Hannah, that would be top of the list, is make Hannah laugh or make Hannah smile for some reason. Whenever I laugh, she goes, "You think I'm funny?" I'm like, a little. Not now. Okay, I would like to think that I am Jim because you, Pam, were engaged to be married
True.
to a man, and I just persevered and talked to you a bunch and became your BFF at work, and then suddenly you weren't gonna get married anymore, and now we're dating. So I don't know if there's like a more clear storyline than that.
That's true, but that's circumstance. Mine's personality.
I'm probably more Pam if we're going by personality. Fair enough. Okay, how long ago did all this happen? It's been like a year and a half.
Yeah,
Almost on the nose. Yeah.
Just about when everything started.
September, October, November, December.
Oh, you're right! Okay, this happened about a year and a half ago. That we started dating.
Yeah. And then like a few months before that was when everything
Yes,
went down.
okay.
Yeah.
I'm not good at math.
It's okay. Counting is hard.
Counting to 12 is really hard.
Next question. Were there arguments or resentment between us when it was all happening? And I would say yes.
Yeah.
Especially when it was happening and then like shortly after.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. It was an impossible situation.
Yeah. I think from my perspective, no matter what I did, I was hurting someone, and so I felt like I couldn't do anything right, so I was having a big pity party. And
and I was also having my own pity party.
yes,
So,
exactly.
yeah.
So we were both very much in our feelings.
Yes.
And I wanted to do my best to honor like everyone in the situation,
Mm-hmm.
including myself, my fiance, Hannah, and I felt like there was no way to do that correctly or in like wholly, honor everybody and do the best thing for everyone.
Yeah.
So there were things that I decided we couldn't attend because of bad feelings in the room.
Or that I couldn't attend.
Yeah.
But Sadie could.
Yeah.
I think that was like my biggest source of hurt, maybe.
Yeah, I think we've gotten a lot better at talking about why we feel a certain way instead of just what we are feeling.
Mm-hmm.
And that has definitely helped us navigate that. 'Cause I don't think there is ever going to be a time where we don't argue about something, but I think that understanding where someone else is coming from is really, really helpful in being able to reach a mutually agreeable solution.
Yeah. Agreed. Okay. Is there an age difference? This is from Purple Butterfly Kisses. A slight one.
Yeah. I'm 5
years older.
5 years older?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Do I seem wise?
Do I seem like a child? I actually get made fun of for it a bunch in our group of friends for being like the baby, which I'm not. I'm an adult. I'm a full grown adult.
Hear her pouting.
Exactly. Okay. Who admitted feelings first?
I think, yeah, I did.
Yeah.
Kind of inadvertently. It was like a stumbling upon feelings. I was like, oh man.
Yeah. And then you were like, no. And then you were like, I lied. Yes. And I was like, okay, I'm feeling a little confused, but I'll work on that.
Just to provide a tiny bit of context, Hannah and I were best friends, and I was talking to her about my feelings about my current relationship and wanting to work through feeling like something was off for some reason, and in the process kind of realized that I had feelings for Hannah.
Yes. It was very confusing.
Spoiler alert, that was why I felt like things were off.
Right. Okay. Who said I love you first? That was actually me.
Surprise.
It was me. Surprise, surprise. We've talked about doing a whole episode on this too, on love.
Mm-hmm.
Like specifically the word love, saying I love you, what that means to different people, and what it feels like in different circumstances.
Yeah.
And I had known that I loved Sadie as my friend. That was something that I was sure of. And so that was the crazy part for me, was thinking through why that would look different and feel different if we were dating, and ultimately decided that it didn't. It was, I loved her all along, and I love her now. And so to stop saying I love you seemed weird. So
yeah. I don't think it's something that we said often when we were friends.
Not often, but like, I don't know.
Yeah, it was like, once we started dating, it was like, don't say it, it's off the table.
So it was me. I said it first.
Yeah.
She was very excited. It was very cute.
We can maybe save the story of
Yeah.
how that happened
Yeah,
for
yeah.
whenever we do an episode on this.
Good idea. Okay. How long did you date until making it official?
Like, not at all.
That was the thing about it being such
Yes.
a kind of public happening.
Yeah.
Was that we couldn't just kind of then date on the sly. Like
Yeah,
after
there was
all
no
of it went
secret.
down. Yeah.
I told my former fiance like maybe a week later.
Yeah.
It wasn't a secret from anyone.
No. And it wasn't something that we were just gonna like, oh, we'll date, and if we get along, then maybe we'll become girlfriends. It was like, no, we already know that we get along, and
Right.
so there's
Yeah.
no
Yeah,
like,
maybe that
in
was more
between.
the question. Like,
Yeah.
we didn't have to spend time getting to know each other. We already knew each other pretty well because we were friends for such a long time.
Yeah. So we referred to each other as girlfriends like pretty quickly, and yeah. Okay. Do we ever discuss marriage and or kids? Yeah, we talk about it sometimes. Kids, we talk about as if it's like gonna happen, but it's just somewhere in the future.
Yeah. I was a little jumpy about marriage for a while.
Totally understandable.
I don't know. Yeah. We talk about it.
Yeah.
We haven't made any certain decisions or anything like that.
Yeah.
We're not going to accidentally have a kid, so I think there will have to be a certain decision if that's going to happen.
Unfortunately. Yeah.
Whoa, where did you come from?
Oops. Yeah. That would be a bigger issue. Sometimes it seems like people get very excited about weddings and then marriage turns out to be a continuation of the relationship that they had before and nothing actually really changes. And so, gosh, the word life partner is terrible, but I already see Sadie as someone I'm going to spend forever with, and so it doesn't feel like I need
a big marker of that.
Yeah.
Yeah, it doesn't feel like we need something to symbolize it being official or something like that. So
Yeah.
I think
So
we're
maybe.
good. We're good for now.
Yeah. Why do you not have a pet? Such a good question.
Because we have a couch.
Sadie loves our couch. I love our couch too. And I don't need a pet. I am a little bit puppy crazy. I'm a sucker for puppies. It's true. But I understand that they're a ton of work and we are both very busy right now. But that doesn't mean that we won't have a pet.
Yeah.
Sadie had cats growing up, so maybe we could get a cat. They're like maybe a little less work.
I love cats. I love them because they ignore you.
Yeah.
And they just like are always mad at you until they're not for 5 minutes, and then they're super, super cuddly and lovey, and then they're like, I'm done.
And they're like,
It's so funny. It's like the most hilarious pet.
I, on the other hand, love dogs because they just love you
Unconditional
unconditionally.
love.
They just want to snuggle with you. They just want you to pet them.
These are exactly our personalities.
Yeah. I'll take that.
Narcissism. I want a pet that's exactly like me.
Well, I mean, I'm the same, so.
Yeah, there we go.
Okay, if there's anything we could change about the LGBTQIA community, what would it be? That's part A. Let's start with that. This happens in pockets and kind of isolated situations, but sometimes it feels like there are certain criteria for you to belong in that community. And maybe this is from like a bisexual perspective, but sometimes it feels like bisexuality isn't taken super seriously, that like the B in the LGB part doesn't get to count. It's
Yeah.
dramatic, but
No, that's totally true. I mean, bi erasure exists, and
Yeah.
it's a big deal.
Yeah. So I think
Pretty invalidating.
Yeah, I wish that it was a bit more open-armed as far as that goes. Like we've been to events, this is slightly different but related, where there's like a gay party and a lesbian party, and the two don't really mix. Instead of being one big community of supportive people, it's like...
Feels very compartmentalized.
Yeah, it's compartmentalized.
Mm-hmm.
And then there wasn't any
group.
bisexual party, so that was another issue, but...
Well, you were there.
Party of one. She always laughs harder at her own jokes.
They're funny.
They are.
Thank you. I think right now, I think I'm really focused on visibility. I think just having more types of relationships visible, positively represented, telling stories, sharing experiences. I think that everybody wants to see themselves reflected in someone who's gone before them or someone who's done something that they strive to do, like have a successful relationship or, I don't know, work in a certain kind of career or whatever the case is. I think everybody wants to see themselves reflected in what they aspire to, and I don't know, just make it more visible, make everybody more visible.
Yeah. I think you actually just kind of answered the B part of this question, which is how can we help everyone be more visible and tell their stories?
I did not read that before this.
But well done. I think we've talked about how we kind of need to walk the walk if we're going to talk the talk. So us being here on YouTube is part of that. How can we expect everyone else to feel comfortable sharing their vulnerabilities and their, I don't know, pieces of their sexuality and their selves this honestly if we can't. So.
Yeah. I think also creating safe spaces to talk and tell stories. I think there's not judgment or kind of a response of even just body language, facial expressions. When you say, this is my girlfriend, if people just say, nice to meet you, instead of saying like, oh,
great. we love the gays. You know? Like that's not what they say.
I don't think anyone's ever said that specifically, but I would actually love that.
That's what it feels like. You know?
Yeah. No, it does feel like that. It's either that or kind of like, you know, kind of a questioning or, I had no idea you guys don't look gay. So I think in order to do that, I think people have to ask honest questions and be open to honest responses and be kind. I think that you can ask people a lot about themselves in a really accusatory way, or I think you can cultivate sharing positivity and honesty by asking honest questions and being honest with your own story. And the more people feel comfortable doing that with circles of friends or with family or with online communities or whoever, the more they're going to be able to turn around and go do that for other groups that they're associated with, other communities that they exist in.
I love that.
Thank you.
In that office. She's too hot.
Are you sure that wasn't that I smell bad?
No. You put on deodorant this morning, right?
I think so.
Okay.
Write it down. Did I put on deodorant?
Deodorant. Check.
All right. One last one.
Okay.
What could have helped us when we were figuring it all out? Rosie asked this. So much. I think I've had a lot of conversations in which others have made assumptions about what my answer will be in middle school or whatever. Like, who do you have a crush on? Who do you like? They expect, like, and I knew they expected me to say a boy. And no one said that. No one said, like, it has to be a boy, it can't be a girl. But I knew from social experience that was the expectation. And so that was my answer. And I think being in spaces where people are encouraged to not make assumptions or not project their own experience onto others is paramount in helping other people figure things out, because they're being asked to like really reflect and answer honestly rather than just hold a mirror up for someone else and say like, this is what you would say, I'm gonna say that too. And I mean, in middle school, that's hard to do. I think you just kind of You're just kind of trying to survive. But but if we can teach our friends to do that, I think we can pass that on to people who are younger.
I love that.
Thank you.
I think I'd like to share a little bit about that. I also wish that there could have been not just representation of different sexualities, but conversation around like what love and sex feels like. Because it always felt very dramatic. Like,
yeah,
you will know when you're with the right one, and there will be fireworks everywhere, and it will be like you can't breathe, you can't think straight, and that's what love is. And you're like, not always. Sometimes there's like fear mixed in there, anxiety mixed in there, and
I mean, not being able to breathe or think straight sounds like drowning.
right.
So.
All to say that it kind of took me a while to come to terms with being bisexual at all, because it sometimes doesn't feel that dramatic to me, and I kept looking for that to tell me which gender I was supposed to be with, because one of them was supposed to feel that way, and what if they kind of both did, but not exactly like that? What if it was just nice? And I'm like still coming to terms with that. So I would have loved more conversations around like types of relationships and feelings, and not just the fairy tale like knock your socks off kind of relationship. Yeah, she knocks my socks off, but it's in a different way. It's in like a deeper, realer way, not like a I can't breathe, I can't be productive. It's like, no, I have a home here with her, and that's
Thank you.
I mean it. That's like bigger. That means more to me.
Yeah, that means a lot to me too.
Okay. Oh my gosh. From that to this. Was it hard to go forward after the first kiss sexually?
From SS.
From SS, a recent question. No. No, it was a little intimidating?
Yeah, I think it was intimidating. I think that was mainly it. Like, moving forward was just, it was like, neither of us have ever done this. What do we do now?
Yeah. The perk, though, was that you know, as a woman, what you want out of it. And so then it's almost easier to understand a female partner, because you have that perspective already. So I think that almost made it easier than, like, my first time doing anything more than kissing with a man. It felt like I had this whole other body to figure out that I had no like personal understanding of, and so that almost seemed more, I don't know, foreign, I guess. Yeah. So
that was it.
That was
all of our questions. If you have other questions that came up because of this, or if there's something that you want to know that we didn't cover, definitely put it in the comments below. We will definitely do another Q&A in the future, and we'll probably put up a poll on our community page on our channel to ask if folks have other questions that they didn't put in the comments. So keep an eye out for that.
Yeah. But until then, if you liked this video, consider liking. Subscribe if you'd like to see more content like this.
Yeah.
We have a lot more to come.
For sure. Thanks so much for your support. Thanks for watching.
Yeah. Until next time.
Bye.
Is it going to be like 40 minutes?
Yeah. We can say that differently.
Yeah.
Or, okay. I have had a lot of conversations that... I'm going to start over.
You're so cute.
And it's a weather. My lips are dry. God.
There's not
It's
enough.
okay. It's okay. It's okay. It's okay.
Well, I want some. God.
It's a desert in here. Oh, that felt good.
Whew. Where were we?